keep in mind my eyes were closed. So when her mom pops up, I can see her face and she was talking to me, yet her mouth wasn't moving. It was just the voice. I can hear her. She was looking at me and she was saying, "Hey, can you send a message to my daughter?" I freaked out and I looked at her. "Oh, but you don't speak English." That was what I remember about her. And she said, "Honey, I'm dead. It's universal language." A lot of the New Age teaching where it's be free, be yourself. There's no difference between wrong and right. Of course there are difference between wrong and right. That was how I got tricked into walking in the wrong route and letting my ego lead me. You need to understand that there are moral to everything. No one can help you, even Buddha, even God. If you pray every day, but you're not living the life where you're supposed to do good deeds and you're supposed to take care of yourself, love yourself, and educate yourself to gain the knowledge, to level up and keep evolving, then you will be stuck. They cannot save you. You can say, "I believe in faith," but you're not doing the work. So how can faith deliver anything to you? It's all coming from within. In today's video, I like to talk about a topic that I don't think I've mentioned in this whole time. I had this YouTube channel for 6 months now. In my previous YouTube channel, I frequently talk about this topic. So why didn't I bring this up at all during the last 6 months? And I know with this video, I might lose a lot of subscribers since it's something completely not similar to what I used to speak about. But I just don't feel like I want to hide any part of myself anymore. I always talk about authenticity and how to truly step into your power. Enabled to step into your power, you have to be true to yourself. You have to stay firm to your own decision and not afraid of showing who you truly are. Not afraid of allowing your ability, your gift, and your power to come through, but always remember to use it for the good. As you see with the title and thumbnail, I like to talk about the experiences that I have seen dead people while I'm doing a Reiki on many people in the past. I stopped doing Reiki for a long time. Even when I got the Reiki certificate, it was definitely more for a practice for myself and the people around me. Once in a while, I still practice on myself. But the reason I stopped was because I walked down the wrong path while I was practicing Reiki. From that time until now, there are a lot of change that happened in my life. And that is the reason why I feel the need to explore my spirituality again without being afraid, because I've worked through so much healing during the last 8 months in my monk mode. Of course, we are always healing, but the decision for me to isolate myself, solitude, I like to use the word solitude better, to really face my wound, fear, darkness, shadow, and ego, so that I can get to know myself. I can truly experience all the suffering by myself instead of picking up a phone call, going shopping, grabbing a drink, calling a friend, instead of just staying in silence, just witnessing what truly come through and deal with it, journaling it out, understand what part of me that still need healing. And that somehow lead me back to my spiritual route. But this time, I'm a lot more careful, a lot more confident, and a lot more mature about my practice. This doesn't mean that I am sure I'm walking the right route and I should be calling myself a goddess or something. I don't think like that, especially with what I've been through. Every one of us is special. Just because I have the ability of connecting with someone who passed, or seeing vision of the future, or having crazy intuition. That doesn't make me more special than you. It just make it more responsible on my shoulder. If I decided to use my gift to serve and to make this world a better place. And because I was very afraid due to my journey, I somehow kind of turned my channel into more of a self-improvement. Once in a while, I throw in a touch of spirituality and conspiracy so that I can slowly introduce it to my subscriber without losing my authenticity. But as I make this video, I feel like it's about the time, especially like you can see, I'm in Joshua Tree right now for my birthday. So I thought to myself, what is a more perfect time to bring up this topic and really share with you guys what I've gone through. Long story short, I had an awakening 3.5 years ago, going on 4 years. During the beginning of my awakening, everything was so blissful and beautiful, and all my manifestation was coming so fast. And I kind of got into my ego because I got a taste of what the law of attraction is, what manifestation feeling that is coming true is. In my past, I was a very negative person, and I've done a lot of stuff that I wouldn't be so proud of myself, and I act on my impulsive behavior, thoughts a lot. I was always a victim of my own life. The minute I discover spirituality and the power of being positive, I clinged on to it to the point that I completely was counting my life on it. And then after that, I know that I had the power of connecting, communicating to my spirit guides, to, what you would call those people who hug trees. That's what I was doing for the longest time. Secretly, I still do it, but I just don't share it on the internet anymore. Not that I don't believe in the power of healing of a tree, but it's more like it's my own practice. At this point of my life, I don't like to make anybody believe in what I believe in, because I feel like when it's their time, it will happen. And if it doesn't happen, like my partner is completely on a scientific, realistic side. He believed in what I believe that I see. So in the beginning, I used to get mad. So you don't believe in what I share with you, my story and what I've seen? He said, well, I can't see it. So I cannot say that I believe it or not, but I believe in what you think you believe in. And then I was making him meditate with me. I was trying to get him into doing the same thing I was doing. And then I slowly realized that's not the right thing to do. People should want to do things on their own. And I become a lot more relaxed and going with the flow. Back to the story. One of my clients' mom passed away, and I had the pleasure to work on her makeup a while ago when she was still alive, and she's Hispanic. My client was so sad, and she was losing a lot of motivation into her work and everything she does. For about 2 months, she was still sad. She came to me for a facial, and I can see that her energy was just really low and draining. So I say, hey, after a facial, I like to do a Reiki for you. I just learned to do Reiki not so long ago, and I want to try to see if I can heal you and make you feel better. This is before I have the idea that I can see the people who pass away. My teacher can see it, and she shared many stories with us, and I was just freaking out every time I hear it. I hope that doesn't happen to me because I'm not ready for it. And she said, when it happened, you'll know. So when I was touching her heart, I did protect myself, and I was calling for the energy of Mother Earth and her spirit guides. Out of nowhere, I saw her mom pop up. Keep in mind, my eyes were closed. So when her mom pops up, I can see her face, and she was talking to me, yet her mouth wasn't moving. It was just the voice, like I can hear her. She was looking at me, and she was saying, hey, can you send a message to my daughter? I freaked out, and I looked at her. Oh, but you don't speak English. That was the first thing that popped up in my head, because that was what I remember about her. And she said, honey, I'm dead. It's universal language. So I was like, okay, what is the message? And she was like, can you tell her if I'm still her motivation? What is she doing throwing her life into the trash like this? She hasn't get anything done. She hasn't get back on her feet. If I'm her motivation, then remind her that I'm still here. I am still around and I'm still waiting for her to build a life that she keeps saying to me that she would build for both of us. And I was like, okay, I'll make sure to tell her that. But can you send me some signal or something? I like to see what else that I need to bring up to her, because otherwise she won't believe me. She would think I'm crazy. And then I start seeing photo of butterflies, like different color butterflies. And then she was like, okay, thank you so much. I'm going to go. So I wake my client up and I told her. The minute I mentioned to her, she started busting out in tears. She's crying. She was like, oh my God, that even sounds like my mom, the way she's demanding and everything. And then I told her about the butterflies, different color. The minute she walked out from my shop, she saw a car parked next to her with the windshield full of different color butterflies. A week later, her sister saw the same thing at the car that parked next to her. It was so crazy that after that, I'm like, wow, okay, this is kind of cool. So I started doing it for a lot of people. There were people I seen their passed away son. It was a miscarriage from his ex-wife. And the boy showed up. I couldn't really see his face and he was just not at peace. There was a lot more story I was doing for my friend, and her dad popped up. I asked for his name and he mentioned his name. And when I tell my friend, it was the same name. The only difference was a dot on the bottom, because Vietnamese, we have different term. Let's say Huynh versus Huynh. It's the same. It's just slightly different accent, but that's exactly what I heard, and that's exactly what she confirmed to me with. So I thought that, wow, I have this power. I can see people. I can transfer messages. I started to think of myself like a healer. I mean, I still think of myself as a healer, but in a very different way. Not in any way where it's egoistic or coming from a way where I am better than anybody. It was like, wow, I have this power. What do I do with it? And then so many people started talking to me, and I would give out free Reiki. And this is how I was before. I was drinking. I was smoking weed. I was always out, not protecting myself. I was hanging out with different people, toxic people, all the environment around me. And I was doing the spiritual work because in my little head, I just think, wow, I have the power to do this. Little do I know. Now that I've been doing a lot of research and learning about it, if you don't keep your body, your vehicle, your vessel clean, this is why right now I'm eating 85% vegan, vegetarian, 8% to 10% fish, and only 3 days or less of a month that I would eat meat. And the reason why I'm still eating meat is because if you know me and you follow my channel, I am a chef who cooked 13 courses of the tasting menu called A Taste All Around the World. So for me to came from being a chef, doing all of that, to start eating vegan and changing my whole life, it's hard, it's tough. Slowly, I quit smoking weed. It's about a year and a half now, and I quit drinking. I still occasionally have a drink, but I notice I can't drink more than one beer or one glass of wine because I would suffer the next day or the next few days with very low vibration, and sometimes I would get physically ill. I would try to put on some photo for you. There's a Vietnamese technique we call scratching wind, which is cạo gió. So we took out all the toxin from the body. For the last 4 or 5 times, every time I drink, this would happen. But I still don't want to quit yet because in the back of my mind, maybe you can judge me for it, but I still feel like I can find a loophole. Especially this is my birthday month, and I feel like I just got out of monk mode. Why can't I enjoy myself and just have a little bit of a drink? I'm not doing it intensely like before, where I go out every weekend or every 2 weeks and I drink. Now it's like 2-3 times a month. I think I deserve to at least experience that. But who knows? If it doesn't work for me and if I keep feeling unwell, then I need to love myself. And if I'm committed to doing the job that I do, which I'm going to tell you right now, not by choice. The healer you see, the guru, the master, especially the one that legit, they didn't choose that route. If you have ever heard this quote, or not a quote, but a saying, you don't choose the job chooses you. When I find out that I will have to continue doing the work that I do, I wasn't happy about it. Especially the more I understand that I might have to quit eating meat completely, and I am a foodie. I tell you, I have so many different type of food. I think I'm gonna move my camera because I don't like the sun in my face. So let me see if I can find a better angle. Yeah, this is out of nowhere. The sun just came hit my face right now. This way is way too dark. Okay, hold on. Okay, look like it's doing better here, so I'll be standing and talking instead. I did not want to do this. I was like, no, I'd rather just make self-improvement video and refuse to walk that route because I don't want to see spirit. And even I want to or not, I still do. Whenever I travel to a place where it's definitely more on the spiritual side and I have so many stories, I would feel so much energy. Sometimes I would hear the communication of spirit trying to talk to me, and I freaked out at first and called my spiritual teacher and asked her about what to do. So she showed me where to put the crystal around and how to call for protection. So I was doing that for the longest time, and last night I felt so much energy around here and I had to do it. But it was not anything negative, it was more chatty. There was a lot of energy in this house, and even my husband, a person who's not spiritual, but he can feel it. So last night I was like, all right, I need to do something. So I had to put crystal where I was sleeping and basically protect myself, and I had really good sleep. This morning I wake up and there is this calling in me to make this video because I've learned enough, and for me to make the decision to start eating the way I eat now. And it's all started from this year. I did 2 detox juice and I detox a lot of yellow stones. I'm talking about stones, okay, out of my body. I will make a video about that, and I think I have to censor it out because it's not anything dirty. We already learned how to clean the stone. So basically I took a picture of it to know what really come out from my body. I have to make a lot of decisions to sacrifice my old lifestyle and continue to live in a very healthy, loving way if I want to continue spreading the message and truly stay with my authenticity, step into my power without being worried, because I went down a really dark path before when I was letting the ego running my mind and thinking that I am a guru, a master. I am blessed with all of this ability to talk to spirits and feel energy and seeing future. For the longest time, I hide from my gifts because I was scared. But when I came across a channel, her name is Jade. I will tag her YouTube video in. I was been watching a bunch of her videos, and I had a phone call with her on Zoom. She lived in England. The first card that jumped out from her hand before she even picked up my call, and she said that doesn't happen a lot, was a card that says spiritual teacher. I just kind of rolled my eyes. I was like, I don't want to be this. I don't want to be a spiritual teacher. I just want to be a speaker who talk about self-improvement. And she said, it's not your call. You can try to stay with that, but just know that deep inside you are a healer, and anybody can be a healer. Even if you're driving a taxi or an Uber, and someone come into the car and they are sad. This is the story she was telling me. And you have this energy to talk to them, to comfort them, to make them feel better right away. make them feel lighter after they have a 15-minute conversation with you in the car ride. You are a healer. So you don't need to dress in hippie clothes and having like a cult-like groups and you're doing sound bath or group individual and retreat to call yourself a healer. As long as you are doing the work that needed to help this world and help others. If you are open-minded and you might be wondering, why were you scared, Delilah? You were speaking your truth and you obviously have learned enough, so you want to share your story, go ahead. It's because I've seen so many fake guru going around. I've seen videos where it's pop up all over my feed, my shorts and TikTok, where click on this video and you know your future, you're special, someone is sending this message to you or your message from spirit guy. And to me, it was too much. It was a lot of the new age teaching where it's be free, be yourself. There's no difference between wrong and right. Of course there are difference between wrong and right. That was how I got tricked into walking in the wrong route and letting my ego lead me. You need to understand that there are moral to everything. You cannot consider yourself a new age practice, a witch, even Christianity. I'm just gonna say it. I can't stand when they use God as something that they want to use that to send a message to judge other, okay? God doesn't judge. I don't care what anybody say. When I feel so much of discrimination, separation between one to another, one religion to another, that's not God to me. I don't feel it in my bone. I don't feel it in my stomach. I don't feel like it have to be you versus me or us versus them. Of course, that's only when it comes to light and darkness. But with anything else, I think it should just be more of a respecting the other person's belief, even when we don't understand it. But be discernment of the wrong or right, okay? It's not judging, it's knowing, and it's using your ability and knowledge to understand what is wrong and what is right and what you should follow. Don't blindly listen to anybody calling anybody a master and think that they can change your life. It's all coming from within. Within all these years, yes, I find a few people who helped me. They were doing the reading cards and stuff for me, but a lot of the healing work I go through myself. I have to face with my own darkness. No one can help you, even Buddha, even God. If you pray every day, but you're not living the life where you're supposed to do good deeds and you're supposed to take care of yourself, love yourself, and educate yourself to gain the knowledge, to level up and keep evolving, then you will be stuck. They cannot save you. They can only be there to inspire you. You can say, I believe in faith, but you're not doing the work, so how can faith deliver anything to you? It's all coming from within. And you need to have a strong sense of moral to understand what is wrong and right. You need to use your intuition to distinguish the teaching of somebody trying to teach you. You don't blindly follow everything, okay? And how do you gain that intuition? You have to keep yourself clean, have a schedule for yourself, following your daily practice, your mindfulness practice. Only when the chatter in your mind can slow down or stop, then you can truly hear your higher self. You cannot try to hear your higher self while drinking, eating, and surrounding yourself with the wrong people and doing the wrong thing and expecting the good result to come. Karma is real. What goes around comes around. And I say it with love because I went dark before. I was drinking hardcore and smoking so much weed. And I was trying to think of myself as a guru. I don't trust any guru that drink a lot and smoke weed. I'm sorry to say. It just doesn't combine together. And even the one that don't do that, that doesn't mean I would trust them either. It takes a lot for me. And you know what? With Jay, I run through all of her video, pay for her Patreon, and recognizing that this lady is younger than me, but yes, she had the knowledge of an old soul. She read so many books, she understands so many different religions, and she studied the Bible. Then I'll listen to her because of the knowledge that she gives out, that my soul is understanding it. I'm not blindly just say yes to everything like how I was before. With this come to an end, I like to say that there will be a lot more videos that I will be sharing about what I've talked about today, because I feel like my audience need to know, and people need to know what's going on around the world. There are so much dark energy going around, and I don't want to say that in a way to scare you, because if you know how to keep yourself pure and clean and work on keeping your frequency and vibration high, they cannot attack you. They cannot take away from you your pureness and your ability to shine. But if you go down the wrong path like I did, which is allow toxic positivity to take over me, allow my ego to control me, and thinking that I am better than everybody, that is a disaster that you will have to deal with, and the consequences is not pretty. This is so much vulnerability right now for me to share this stuff, because I'll probably save it for another video, because I don't want to go too deep into this video yet. But it's just time for me to stand up and be completely honest with you guys. If you finish watching this and decided to unfollow, unsubscribe to me, I wish you the best of luck, and I genuinely thank you for staying until today. But the last thing is, I will not be apologize for talking about what I truly believe, especially if this is a part of my calling. However, I love self-improvement stuff. I love self-growth and healing. I will still be making videos about that, but I'm gonna lean toward more spirituality type of video. Just like how when I make love videos, a lot of people watch them, but after a while I just feel like, why do I make so many videos about love when I'm not really a love doctor? I have experiences about love, and I understand how the opposite sex and psychology, mindset, everything work, but it's not really my calling. Another thing that I feel is my calling is I love psychology, and I'm getting deep into the psychology of human, of how to understand them, how to become the best version of yourself and use your ability for the advantage to bring benefit to you while not harming others. And we're gonna talk more about that in another video. But I just want to say thank you so much for watching. If you find yourself related, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Share this video to those in need, not to the doubter, because they'll tell you that you're crazy. But if you are bold and you don't care, then go ahead. Sending you so much love and light. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.